All right, so anyway, here's the situation. I've got a top loading GE washer, and every once in a while we can't get it to start. And if you look, this thing is a mess. So I've got to replace this start button. And to do that, I've got to unplug it, and I've got to pull this whole thing off. It kind of shifts this way and pops off after I undo all the screws in the back. And then I've got to put a new button in there. I just got it in the mail. This is it right here. And as you can see, it looks much different than this one. It's much cleaner. And so I'm going to show you how to put this back in there. Now, if this doesn't work, I'll have to get a whole new motherboard, which is 125 bucks. So cross your fingers that this is all we need to do. All right, so the first thing you want to do is remove this plug, because you don't want to electrocute yourself, you know what I mean? It's tight in there. It's tight as a tiger. All right, so the electrical's off, and I really don't have to remove those. I can leave those on, because what we're doing is we're releasing this just from this casing. So what you need is a 1/4 inch, and you can loosen those screws. So that's what we're going to use. All right, so if you look back here, you're going to see there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we've got to get our 1/4 inch socket, put it in reverse, get her on there, and then just crank it out so we get it loose. And then we can finger, we can get, don't drop it though. Get it to the point where you can get your finger on it. Twister, almost there. Oh yeah, close. Almost got it. Don't want to drop it back there, and then I got to move the whole washing machine out. That would be not good. Bam, that's it right there. You see? All right, put it over here so we don't lose it. All right, so we got to get these other ones, right? This one here. It'd probably be easier if I pulled this whole thing out. Yeah, I can almost turn it. There we go. Let's see if I can get it with my fingers now. Yep. And we got to do this one here. Almost there. And like I said, you got to make sure you don't lose these. Hang on to them. I'm going to put this one over here. And now we got to do this last one here. Yeah, there we go. Almost got it. Got it. All right, so now we got those. Okay, so anyway, let's put a wrench over here for now. Right next to our 3 screws. I'm going to save those. This right here, if I push it this way, it should pop out, just like that. So I'm pushing it, right? And then it just lifts off of here, right? And then it comes right out of these little spots. So I'll show you. See, it slides in there. See how that little lip is there in each one of those? So that's that. All right, so over here, we've got our motherboard. And really, we could unhook all this stuff, but we don't have to. All we have to do is undo this. All we got to do is undo this one here and this one here, and this should just lift off of there. You follow me? Here's where our screws went in, by the way. You see there? Just those 3. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we need to find the appropriate ratchet tool here. I think this is it here. Let's see. Yep, that's the one right there. So this one is a 5/16. All right, so we just got to get this motherboard off. All right, so lefty-loosey, right? So we're just going to get on here. I'm just going to loosen these. Get both of them. So they're kind of tight in there, so you're going to have to use your ratchet to get them off. Oh, they're really tight in there. This one, not so much. I think I can do that one with my fingers. What did I do with it? I lost it. Hopefully it's right in there somewhere. Okay, we'll set that there. Now this should slide out of here. You see that? So I should be able just to pop it out. Like that. There we go. All right, so I'm going to flip this over so you guys can get a look at it. Here's what it looks like, right? Okay, you just want to make sure all this stuff is in. This goes in there, And you don't want to change this, leave it like it is. And then the start button is right here. So this kind of pushes like that, and it makes a contact. You follow me? Look, see that? It makes that little contact. And so you want to get that, you know, so that it works right. This one here apparently is definitely, it doesn't look bad, but what happens is that it's not getting in here. Now I'm hoping I don't have to get another new motherboard. If I do, you see that little red thing in there? Let me show you. All right, if you look inside there, see that little red button? That's what starts it. So this could be the problem, you know, but we're gonna change that out and see if it works. And hopefully I don't have to get a whole new board. If I do, then we'll have to do it. That's all there is to it, right? So let's go ahead and we'll lay that down. And then basically what I'm gonna do is just pop this one out, right? So I just gotta pull it like that. You can see it's a mess, right? And so if you look inside there, see it's all chewed up. I'm, you know, really hard pushing. It doesn't take a lot to push to make it work. Right, so this is done. We're gonna set that over. So here's our new one, right? And so this is just gonna go through there. Should catch right on that lip like that. So I'm gonna set it down like that. I think what I'm gonna do is push it through with this. I think this will work better. I'm getting some of it, but I'm not getting it all through. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it in there. So before you put it all back together, let's flip this over. So this has to go, this is the hard part. You gotta match all this up, right? See these little things here? Oh, there's our, and we gotta get these screws out of here. You know what I mean? We need these screws. Right, so if you look right here, let me back up a little bit. So you see how these have these little indentations on it? That kind of goes into these little holes here, right? And that will line up with the, and then this lines up here. So that should be right inside the start button. So let's just flip it over for a second before we put it in and look at our start button. And I think we're pretty good, right? Here, let's take a look at the start button here. All right, so we want to make sure that see this part right here is not all the way through. See right there, it's not pushed through. So let's go back. Let's pop off our board for a second. Set her over here, and now let's push this through all the way. See, I'm using this ratchet to get it all the way through. And then I can kind of feel on the other side if it's come through. You know what I mean? Because you gotta get it all the way on there. All right, let's take a look. Let's just set this in there for a second. All right, there we are. And let's go ahead and turn it over. And I think are we in? Looks like it, right? I don't know what that is. Some piece of plastic there. But I think we're good. All right, so now here we are. We gotta make sure that we get this lined up. And let's feel in here. I think everything's good. If you don't get it completely lined up right, none of this will work. See that? I think we might be okay. Doesn't seem to be setting right. And the thing is you can't really see in there. Oh no, it looks good. Okay, let's take a look inside there. So if you look down in there, you can see that's set in, that's set in. So now we just got to screw them down. Okay, there's the hole. Get her in there. Finger start it. There we go. You want to finger start them, you know what I mean? You don't want to force it with the, you want it to get in there and then turn. Like this one here is just not giving me my, there we go. All right, now we got to switch this. Let's get this one. Seems to be in there. Oh, it's taking forever. All right, so this is, I think this is in there good. For some reason, this one's turning a lot. That could be a problem. That might be stripped. This housing, I don't know. Anyway, we got the old one. It's a mess. Now we'll put it all back together. These have to slide in here, here, and here. But you've got to get all your wires in. You know what I mean? You don't want any of these wires out. So we're going to lift it up like this, right? And then we're going to slide it down. We're just going to set it like that first, just to make sure the wires are all pushed in, right? Then I'm going to drop it down in, and I'm just going to push it over. And that's it. Done. Now we're ready to go. Now the question is this going to work? We got to switch back to our other. We got to make sure we got the right one, right? That's the one we want to put in there. So let's see what we got here. I've got to kind of crawl around here. There we go. All right. All right, we're getting her. See what I'm doing? I'm just going right there, twisting this. I think that's in. And this is a 1/4, right? Righty-tighty, right? So let's get on it with this. There we go. All right, so that one's in. Now let's put our ratchet to it, right? Let's get it tightened down. That one's good. That one's good. Last but not least, right? Now hopefully this fixes our problem. I don't have to get that motherboard, but if I do, it shouldn't be too hard to fix. Alright, that seems to be good. I think we're good. Now we just gotta plug it in and test it. See if it works. Cross your fingers. If it doesn't, I gotta go on Amazon and buy that board. So we just gotta plug this back in. Okay, that's in. And then we just push the washing machine back. Push it back. That's far enough. And now we just gotta wash some clothes and see if it works. Honey pressed the button. She didn't wait for me. And yeah, it's working. For how long? I don't know. Very light touch you have to do.
I just lightly touched it, because I forgot that you did. I didn't realize you did it, so I did.
Very light touch.
I just barely touched it up on the top there.